as World War I came to an end, King George V would need to call upon his children to help him save the family business. And image would be everything.
King George realises that if he's going to hold on to the throne, he has really got to sell the royal family to the population of Britain. They have to go out to win over hearts and minds.
One of the first steps in the king's rebrand had been to change the family name from the German Saxe-Coburg Gotha to the quintessentially British Windsor. Then, the king would use his children to help front the campaign. Prince Bertie, who became known as the Industrial Prince, was dispatched to the factory floors, which had been the engine of the war effort. Prince Henry, an army man himself, saw to his lot, the soldiers returning home from the front who had sacrificed so much. And Princess Mary, who had trained as a nurse during the war, gave thanks to the wounded and those who cared for them alongside her mother, the Queen.
But the secret weapon that the family launches on the world is Edward.
The king is keen for Edward to circulate the empire.
The British Empire was at its peak post-war, but like at home, starting to show dangerous divisions. It would be Edward's job as son and heir to shore up his father's empire, which made up almost a quarter of the world's landmass, and whose people had made a huge contribution to the war effort.
Edward on these tours was a huge success. He had glamour, he had an ability actually to relate to people. He made a conscious effort to step down off the pedestal. His father had always occupied the pedestal, but he thought in the new age, royal personages should be more accessible to democracy.
Film and radio were modern, relatively speaking. Edward just had the right instincts, the right look, the right personality to project himself.
He was great for the part. He was stunting. He was princing. He was engaging in good propaganda, as he said. Terms which infuriated King George V back then. No, that's not what we're doing at all. Yeah, but that was what he was doing. That was his attitude towards it.
Well, Edward and the Windsors were really, in one sense, made by the modern media for the monarchy. It was about perception and the creation of a certain image. But for the popular press, the Daily Mails and the Daily Expresses, the ones selling 1 million and more copies a day, this was a symbiotic relationship.
The flip side of the hugely successful PR campaign was that behind the scenes, Edward was living for pleasure. He was having affairs, he was drinking, he was smoking. And this did not get into the British press. The British press portrayed him as an immaculate figure.